In our world, all things must change. The Los Angeles Lakers were rearranged. Throughout the course of a regular season, in the midst of trial, triumph, error, injuries, we weathered the storm. Throughout the course of an 83 regular season schedule, the Los Angeles Lakers didn't quit. They believed in themselves. They believed in their capabilities in order to become a championship caliber team. Throughout the course, things happened. Roster turmoil, roster change, media counting us out. At the end of the day, we hear now what they gonna say. As we begin this quest for Banner 18, nothing is given. Everything is earned. That's why this team is built differently. Throughout the course, we stood and rose to the occasion. The media can say what they want to say. They can disrespect us. But at the end of the day, they're going to give us our props. We are the Los Angeles Lakers. We are back where we rightfully belong in the postseason. Regardless of the seeding and what it took to get there, we are here. Laker Nation, the quest for Banner 18 starts in Memphis. Game 1 has been concluded. Game 2 is on Wednesday night. So sit back, grab you a beverage, a light snack. This is the Form, a Los Angeles Lakers podcast. Lake Show, let's go. Good, happy Monday morning, Laker Nation. What is up? What is up? How you feeling? Welcome to the Form, a Los Angeles Lakers podcast, right here on the GRYD Sports Network. Dare to be different, step into the grid. Your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. My name is Patrick L. Brown, your host and executive producer of this wonderful Lakers podcast. If you're a first-time listener, welcome. I greatly appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen. And if you haven't subscribed to the GRYD, please do. You can catch us on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, YouTube, Spotify, wherever you may listen to your podcasts. What an exciting Game 1 we had upon yesterday. What a great weekend for the NBA playoffs to be kicking off. It's been suspenseful. It's been exciting. But we are here today to talk about our Los Angeles Lakers. A Game 1 in which was a statement win. to steal home court from the Memphis Grizzlies. With all the talk, all the media pundits saying the Grizzlies are going to win this series. Are y'all sure about that right now? Because last time I checked, the Grizzlies hadn't won anything yet. For a team that hasn't been to a conference final since 2013, do a whole lot of talking. But I'll save my thoughts for the Memphis Grizzlies near the end of the show. But right now, all that matters is the Lakers took care of business yesterday at the FedEx Forum in Memphis, Tennessee, 128-112 over the Memphis Grizzlies, the heavy favorite. I'll say this much. For me, I felt that the Lakers' keys to victory were going to be to get going early, find a rhythm, build a lead, don't lose it. It started out that way in the first quarter and a half. Memphis, yeah, they made their run, but when push comes to shove, this is a veteran-led team led by LeBron James and AD. LeBron making his trip back to the postseason after missing in 2022, after the season we had. But yesterday told me a lot about this team, which I already knew, and I'm going to keep saying it. I'm going to keep elaborating on it. Austin Reaves is the closer for this team. I said a few weeks ago, this is the guy you want in clutch situations. And by golly, did he deliver. Austin Reaves is the third star of this team. You may say, Patrick, you're crazy. No, I'm not. My eye test tells me that Austin Reaves has scratched and clawed his way up into the Laker echelon as we speak. He plays hard regardless of the circumstances. This dude is one of the more underappreciated players in the league. Being in LA in the shadows of LeBron and AD, he just comes and gives a collective effort. He's not afraid of the big moment. That's what you want in a solid role player. Rui Hachimura. Thank you, Washington Wizards, for giving us a diamond in the rough. He shined too in his playoff debut. We got lots to talk about. We've got a lot to discuss. We are going to start with my man. I'm so excited right now. I can't even contain myself. But I apologize in advance if my voice sounds a little bit compromised due to the weather in the Midwest and my respiratory allergies. So I apologize in advance if I sound a little stuffy, but I can't let that stop me from being excited about the Lakers' opening round statement win in Memphis. Today, we have on our show the statement win over Memphis, Austin Reaves and Rui Hachimura. AD's injury woes continue. No surprise there. And I'm going to give you my Game 2 preview for Wednesday night. But first, this Lakers team, ladies and gentlemen, throughout the course of the regular season, was in the bottom of the barrel. It was atrocious, to say the least. This team clawed their way back up. And throughout the course of the last couple weeks or so, the media was saying the Memphis Grizzlies should be happy to play the Los Angeles Lakers. Put emphasis on, quote, happy. If I look at this series and I saw the matchup, The Lakers won 2 out of 3 against the Grizzlies throughout the regular season. AD has dominated the Grizzlies. The disrespect that the Lakers got from the media was laughable. You know why? They saw a team that was like, yeah, they're playing team, but they're not going far. Well, I'll put it to you like this. We are here now. What they gonna say? The Lakers came out yesterday, ladies and gentlemen, Laker Nation, and delivered a blow to the Memphis Grizzlies. Austin Reaves and Rui Hachimura shined. They shine bright like a diamond in the bright lights which hail over the crypt in downtown Los Angeles. We had 4 players in double figures. We had, of course, Rui Hachimura had 29 points, who led the Lakers with 29 points, 11 for 14 from the field. Austin Reaves, 23 points, 8 of 13 from the field. AD, 22 points, 10 of 17 from the field, and 5 blocks, which was huge. And LeBron James, 21 points, 8 of 16 from the field. This is the first Lakers quartet with 20 points each in the playoffs since 1988, in which Kareem, Magic, Byron Scott, and James Worthy did it. That says a lot about this team. It's more than just LeBron and AD. I look at this and I say, okay, we got a roster that's deep. We've got knockdown shooters. We've got depth. We've got wing defenders. All the pieces fit as they should around LeBron. Now, credit, midway through the second quarter, it got a little ugly. Memphis made their run. And I kept saying to myself, we didn't turn the ball over in the first quarter. And then we just got careless. LeBron, to a degree, got careless with the basketball. The whole team, it was a ripple effect. But I look at this and I say, this team can improve, making little adjustments and attention to detail for game 2. But I want to give credit where it's due. Austin Reaves is that dude. I've become a fan of his because of what he brings to the court, to this team. No stage is too big for him. No moment. You seen him yesterday pretty much taking over the game and then pointing to himself as he's running down court saying, I'm him. That's the energy that we need if we want to accomplish winning banner number 18. We need this every single night during this playoff run. We need that. Austin Reaves is our closer. I keep saying that, and I'm proven to be right at the very moment. Rui Hachimura, his 3-point shot, man, it was falling. I was like, keep feeding Rui. Keep feeding him. He's got it going. And man, it was a beautiful sight to see. I will say that I still have some concerns with Coach Darvin Ham's rotations. Why was Jared Vanderbilt guarding, I believe it was Jaren Jackson, on back-to-back possessions? Jaren Jackson kept the Memphis Grizzlies in this game. Arguably the defensive player of the year, in my humble opinion. Their second best player on the team outside of Ja Morant, who I'll discuss here momentarily. Darvin Ham to his credibility, he kept watching, but this team didn't quit. Regardless of how you look at it, it's still some cause for concerns. I look at it and I say, okay, when the bleeding becomes too much, you got to know when and where to stop it. Memphis saw a window of opportunity to close the lead on the Lakers. It went from a 10-point lead, and you looked up, it was down to 3 that quick. That's what Memphis is going to do. Memphis likes to run and attack. When you start getting careless with the basketball, regardless of what team you are, it's going to turn to fast break points for the opposition. I believe that the defense was pretty good. Offense, it started to show promise throughout the game. But it all comes down to late game execution. The Memphis Grizzlies would not go away. You could credit the heart that they played with whenever Ja went down after picking up that foul on that charge on charging the AD, in which he went out with, injuring his right hand and did not return. That to me was the changing point of the game and possibly this series. The Los Angeles Lakers cannot take their foot off the gas after a statement win on yesterday afternoon in Memphis. It all comes down to consistency. Can you build that? You built the momentum. You stole home court. You've got them where you want them, but you know they're going to come out and respond on Wednesday night. It would not be easy, because in all likelihood, Ja Morant likely isn't going to play Tuesday on a Wednesday night. He's not going to play. From what I've been hearing is that he's likely questionable or doubtful, because that did not look pretty at all. Trying to brace your fall with your hand and it got turned inside out. That could be a blow to the Memphis Grizzlies. The best player on their team may be out. But with sports science that has come along over the last, 20-something years and then some, I don't know if he's going to be able to finish this series. He didn't sound too confident, but at the end of the day, the Memphis Grizzlies are still going to come out and play their tails off and try to even this series one game apiece before it shifts back to the crypt on Saturday night. We've got to maintain that momentum. We stole home court. You came in and made a statement win without LeBron James being dominant. The role players shined. We need that going forward with this series. Austin Reaves is one of those guys that I just feel like is going to be the difference maker for this team. I'm going to keep saying that. If D'Angelo Russell can make a few more 3-pointers, he's going to be a phenomenal contributor, which we know he can do. I'm really want this Lakers team to expose Memphis's lack of depth in this series, because they are without Steven Adams and one of the other bigs. Desmond Bain can still get the ball rolling. Tyus Jones off the bench, he can get going. He's a little spark plug for the Grizzlies. But I want this Lakers team to keep dominating, play inside out. That's going to be the key to victory. Free throws, defensive stops, late game executions. When the game is tight, it comes down to how well you hold your composure. The Lakers started to pull away, and the Memphis Grizzlies waved the white flag. Now, credit, this team has been battle tested. The Lakers. Battle tested, and you got to win in the trenches. You've got to win those games. That's what separates title contending teams from pretenders. When you've been against the ropes, you've been on the verge of falling, you find a way to rise to the occasion. That's what the Lakers did yesterday. The Memphis Grizzlies, they're a young team. They do a lot of talking, but there's levels to this. When I hear Dylan Brooks say he wanted to knock LeBron out early, I kind of laughed. Because you're going up against a guy in LeBron James. Any team he's on, how many teams can say that they've beat LeBron in a 7-game series? Not too many. The media, I want to call them out. Y'all picking the Memphis Grizzlies to win this series in 6. Y'all gonna look real foolish after today. Because after what you saw in game 1, you probably change your mind. But you're going to stick with the Grizzlies because you're going to go down with the ship. When it sinks, ain't going to be no lifeboats for you. We are back where we rightfully belong in the postseason. The league is in a good place when the Lakers are in the postseason. When all your big market teams are in the postseason, it's good for the league. LeBron doesn't have to dominate a game. He's got the role players that can do that. They can help carry the load. If you had LeBron 7-8 years ago, LeBron drops 35 easily. But he knows at this point of his career, when you've got guys who can knock down shots, you got 3-and-D guys, it makes his play a lot easier. Because now he's not so burnt out and out of gas at the very end. Age 38 in season 20. LeBron has aged like fine wine, but they always say father time waits for no athlete. It was an exciting game 1. Let's keep it going for game 2. AD's injury woes. Are we surprised by that, Laker Nation? Are we surprised by that? When AD got that shoulder stinger in right before the half, I think we all just kind of sat on the edge of our seats and said, damn, really, AD? Now? And no playoffs? You've got to be kidding me. I was listening to the game on the ESPN radio from Michael Thompson and Ireland on the Lakers app. And I said to myself, well, the one player we need to be healthy is down again. You could literally see in the highlight, he said, I can't hold my arm. He walked off the floor and they was holding his arm because he took that stinger. I've seen football players take that same hit time and time again. It's a little discomforting at first. But once he came back out at halftime and was out there, I said that's a positive sign. Whatever it was, I was like, okay, a little bit of treatment, let him sit out the rest of the second quarter, ice it up, do what you got to do, strap it, wrap it, whatever, and let's get back to playing basketball. Now is not the time to cop out. To AD's credit, it didn't seem to bother him a whole lot throughout, the course of the rest of the game. But this has always been the one player that can never be reliable when he's needed. At this point, AD knows that the writing is on the wall. He had a career resurgence, led the league in rebounds and whatnot. He knows that in order for this team to get to the championship and to the finals, he needs to be at full strength. He knows that. When he's on fire, he's the second best player on the court behind LeBron. His block shots, I give him full credit for that, because when you needed a key stop, AD was there to make those plays. I do believe that AD can be as dominant as he wants to be on any given night. He has a low motor. You shouldn't have to motivate him. But a player like him, you have to coddle him a little bit. You got to coach him up. But whenever he's locked in and dialed in to the task at hand, AD is unstoppable. I believe AD will have a monster game too. It will be the AD show. Austin Reaves will contribute. Rui Hachimura will contribute. LeBron's going to give you LeBron numbers. But AD, in my humble opinion, is due for a big game in this series. And it could be game 2 to get for this series shifts back to Los Angeles. I do believe that, yeah, AD can receive around-the-clock treatment, but he's got to be ready to go on Wednesday night. In my humble opinion, and I keep saying this, I don't want to keep saying this, AD is the focal point for this team in order to winning a championship. When he's healthy, he's just that dude. He should not be getting outplayed by the Memphis reserves, the big men in general. Play with your back to the rim. Be aggressive. Take it to him. You be physical, man. We gonna need that. I can't have AD taking jump shots and missing and then not being engaged defensively. But he knows that if we're going to win a championship, it starts with him. He understands the assignment that's at hand. He understands what he needs to do to be reliable and available. Now it's not the time to sit back and get comfortable after one game. You've got to take it up a notch. The sooner we can get this series over with, the better the bodies will feel. Get some guys healthy. Get some rest. Because you delivered the first blow, but you can't stop punching. A team in Memphis that will do all they can to make this a series going before it heads back to LA. They're going to respond. But we've got to come out on Wednesday night and deliver another blow. Do I believe it'll be a blowout game? I have no idea. But as we segue into the last segment of the show, is the Game 2 preview for Wednesday night. I believe this game will be closer in Game 2. Here's why. The Memphis Grizzlies know that they cannot afford to go down 2-0. A team that was better without Ja than they were the last year and a half. We know what they're capable of. The Memphis Grizzlies will come out ready to roll. It is up to us, Laker Nation, Lakers team in general. Do not give them any glimmer of hope to win Game 2. Yeah, they're going to make their run. They're going to knock down a few shots. They're going to keep it within distance, within reach. At the end, it'll be too much for the Grizzlies to try to overcome. They'll have their moments where they'll be right there, but the Lakers are going to pull away just like they did on Sunday. I believe that the Lakers will win probably by single digits, but it'll be an ugly single digits because the Memphis Grizzlies know a sense of urgency is looming in game 2. They will respond the best way they know how. But you cannot let your composure get the best of you against the Memphis Grizzlies on Wednesday night. Dylan Brooks, the antagonist, is going to be ready to go. He's going to be ready to do some chirping. Desmond Bane is probably going to be the second best player on the floor for the Memphis Grizzlies. We have to defend the 3-point line. We've got to defend that 3-point line in order to keep Memphis at bay, to keep them out of reach. I need the Lakers to quit turning the ball over, cut down on the turnovers. That to me is what kept Memphis in this game, in game 1. The Lakers' gaffes. They too made some mistakes, but in the end, championship caliber teams and veteran-led teams know when and where to turn it up. I don't have a score prediction for game 2, but I think the Lakers will win by a hairline. If they come out in the first quarter, the first 8 or 9 minutes, and send a message to the Memphis Grizzlies, I do believe that the Grizzlies will hang in there until they can't no more. Without their best player on the floor in Ja Morant, this is going to be the turning point of the series. The Lakers know that the Grizzlies are going to be, the wounded animal. You have to know when and where to be aggressive. You got to send a message early. As I said before, you got to put the kids in timeout. And that's what the Lakers did in game 1. Game 2 is going to be a different ball game. But I do believe that we are primed to win this series. It's a marathon and not a sprint. You can't win the series in one game. First team to 4 wins the series. I believe the Memphis Grizzlies are starting to see that right now, that the Lakers are not the Minnesota Timberwolves or any other team that they played in the last 2 years in the postseason. Everybody that kept saying the Memphis Grizzlies should be happy they drew the Lakers. How y'all feel right now? As my GRYD teammate and co-founder of the GRYD, Barry Grant Jr., who too is a Lakers fan and the host of the All Even podcast on the GRYD. Go check that out. Dummy. That he has a segment on his show called Dummy of the Week. The media is going to be the Dummy of the Week for me. Because all the yappity yap they said the past few days. Oh, the Memphis Grizzlies should be happy they drew the Lakers. I bet they look like a bunch of clowns right now after yesterday. It's going to be a long week for the media. Because all I've been hearing, Memphis is younger. They're better. I've heard enough about Phoenix. I've heard enough about the basement Clippers. I've heard all the yeehaw about who's going to win the West. Ladies and gentlemen, the Lakers have a puncher's chance. People in the media have said, oh, the Lakers, they're going up against a team with younger legs and Ja Morant is, I'm like, yeah, but they ain't got a LeBron James. They ain't been there, man. They ain't been there. They don't know what it takes to win a championship. They're a young team. A bunch of kids, basically. A bunch of immaturity. LeBron, year 20, veteran. He's been in many playoff series where he's been an underdog and counted out. Everybody wants to see LeBron lose. But LeBron just goes out there and goes about his day. Another day at the office. Year 20, age 38. And can still give you 25 to 30. In some cases, maybe 35, 40. The media, sports media, will look like dummies by the end of the week. So, Barry, if you're listening, the sports media is going to be my pick for Dummy of the Week for your show. Because they've been doing a whole lot of yapping too about our Lakers being just be happy that the Memphis Grizzlies drew the Lakers. This is going to be a bittersweet series. Because at the end of before it's all said and done, they're going to put some respect on the Lakers. They dogged us all year. They laughed at us. They made fun of the roster at the beginning of the season, which was a disgrace. 0.2% chance making the playoffs. That's what the media said. 0.2 chance. Some of them feeling pretty much like dummies and clowns right now. They belong at the circus. Because every time I had to hear them say, oh, the Lakers, they ain't going nowhere. They'll do good to be a play-in team if they get there. Because the West is wild. Yep, the West was wild. Courtesy of the Mavericks collapse for Kyrie Irving. That's another topic for another day. Thank you, Rob Pelinka, for staying clear of Kyrie Irving. It was not worth us making that acquisition. Thank God we didn't. Russell Westbrook to the Clippers. Have fun. I don't want to hear about the Clippers until they and I don't want to hear about the Clippers. I've heard about Phoenix. I don't hear about them no more for the time being for a little bit. All I'm concerned about is the Lakers. One game, one series at a time. Win the possession. Do the things you need to do. Attention to detail. Do all the things that's necessary to put ourselves in prime position to go where we want to go, which is the quest for Banner 18. Nothing in the playoffs comes easy. The road to a championship is difficult. The toughest road you take to get there is more rewarding at the end, regardless of how you get there. We all know that there's teams that everybody has picked to get to the Western Conference Finals. The Lakers are just quietly winning, doing everything they can. But let me remind you, post NBA trade deadline, the Lakers went 17-7, number one record in the Western Conference, number one record in the league. Need I say more? Rob Pelinka, I give you your flowers. He made some hella moves to get this team to the postseason. Getting rid of Russell Westbrook was a huge weight lifted off this team. Getting the players that we got. Rui Hachimura, Malik Beasley, D'Angelo Russell, Mo Bamba. I mean, we got guys that have been impact players. Dennis the Menace Schroeder. He's due for a big game. I believe it's coming. It's coming. Just give it time. But today, I'm happy we won game one in Memphis and stole home court. Laker Nation, be proud today. Be excited. And wear your purple and gold loud and proud. If you see someone down the street or at the store, you know what to do. Dap them. Laker Nation, we a family. Be proud to be a Laker fan. I am. I've said that I am a Laker fan due to the fact that I grew up in the Showtime Lakers eras where I fell in love with basketball. The beautiful brand that was the Showtime Lakers. It's crazy because growing up a Lakers fan in the Midwest was different. My favorite Laker, which I will do a segment on after the season when we get to the dry part of the season after, in the off season. I will give you and share my sentiments for the Lakers. But today, I'm celebrating game 1 and getting ready for game 2. As the late great Kobe Bryant once said, job's not finished. And it's not. You can't get comfortable or lackadaisical. Game 1 is what we needed to send a message, a statement. We're more than just LeBron and AD. There's other guys on this roster and this rotations that can give us some impactful shots and key plays. My hats off to this team, and my hats off to Rob Pelinka for the job that he done in reconstructing this roster to put us where we're at right now in the postseason. That is all the time we have for today's show. Please sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe to the GRYD on your podcast app, along with subscribing to the YouTube channel. Check us out over there. A lot of great content creators over on the GRYD. Our YouTube channel is expanding. Our network is expanding as we speak. So please subscribe, share, comment. Leave us a review on Apple Podcasts or Google, wherever you may listen to your podcast. We greatly appreciate the support, and we appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to us, listen and support the content that we're putting out. We are doing some things, ladies and gentlemen. We are doing great things over at the GRYD. We are expanding. We are growing. So please hit that wave, hit that subscribe button. You know what to do. It only takes a couple seconds. But I'm going to leave you today with excitement. And we are moving forward into game 2. Y'all have a great week. Stay safe out there. Tell somebody that you love them. So, with that being said, please take care of your mental health, your physical health, and your intimate health and spiritual health. Always know that it's okay to not be okay. Also, it's okay to say, I need help. As a recovering mental health patient, I encourage you all to seek treatments and therapy if you need it. Reason why I say that is there's a lot of people out here who are dealing and struggling with anxiety and depression, and some who may be suicidal. It's okay to not be okay. Take time away from social media if you have to and decompress. Take time out to evolve and embrace change. It's not easy to say, yo, I need help. But as a black man in America, I always feel that there's more important things in life. There is. If you're not in a safe space, please seek treatments. I leave you as to say, bro, sis, nephew, niece, seek treatments. Do all you can to take care of yourself. As I walk away from this podcast for today, be sure you tell somebody that you love them. Before the week is over with, before the day's over, tell someone you love them. I love you. I may not know you from Adam and Eve, but I'll be your friend. If I were a child, I'd be their best friend. We all need therapy. Continue to take care of your mentals, your spiritual health, your physical, and your intimate health. Do all you can to be in a safe space. Join me next time on The Forum, a Los Angeles Lakers podcast right here on the GRYD Sports Network. I'm out of here for today. Laker Nation, you know what to do. You know the vibes. Lake Show, let's go. This is Patrick L. Brown signing off for the day. Have a great week. I'll catch up with y'all next time around. God bless and peace out.